Last night, the upper house in Victoria did what we knew they were going to do, which was to extend the state of emergency. They'll do so for another 9 months. And the key vote, who of course made it happen, was none other than the Reason Party leader, Fiona Patten. Remember, she was at one point going to get a job with the Andrews government when it looked like she was going to lose her spot in the upper house. But it turns out that she didn't need that income security because, well, she had the position in the parliament, yet of course now dutifully provides political security and political backup for Andrews. So yesterday she votes to extend the state of emergency by 9 months. This, of course, is despite the fact that about a month ago she said, this can't go on, and crossbenchers are going to stall in their bid to extend the state of emergency. Why did she backflip? Well, here's what she told Neil Mitchell today on 3AW.
What got me over the line was the absolute commitment that I had from the government that they were establishing a reference group, and we, in this time, within the next 6 months, we would be developing COVID-specific legislation that was health-related, that separated us out from the state of emergency, and that we would not need to rely on the very broad brush of a state of emergency declaration.
She voted for the legislation despite the fact that in the legislation there is no guarantee that one case won't result in a lockdown, just like what happened in Victoria earlier this year, despite the fact that the curfew could be put in place even though the police didn't want it and Bambi Eyes didn't want it, the Premier wanted it. When the people of regional Victoria can just be locked out of normal life because the Premier can't be stuffed, putting the ring of steel back in place to make sure that the cases, which were clustered around 5 local government areas in the northwest of Melbourne, not the entire city of Melbourne, that of course has now all been put back in place and is the law of the land in Victoria until the end of the year. Now, while I am a frequent critic of Fiona Patten because she was there when they changed the electoral funding system in Victoria, she was there when they extended the state of emergency last time, she was there when they extended for another time, she has been copping abuse for her decision to do so. So Fiona Patten is now talking about potentially introducing some new laws and some new rules in and around online abuse. Now, can I just say to anyone who watches this program, sees my editorials or uses them as the impetus to abuse another human being outside of being critical of their decision, don't watch this show. Go away. There's no rule for this stuff. It's not acceptable. I don't endorse it in any way, shape or form. But that doesn't mean I let this MP off the hook, but I certainly will defend her in terms of those who seek to abuse her. Abuse not acceptable. Harsh criticism, welcome to democracy, Dale.